Hey guys, this is Will from the Running Injury Free Revolution. So today I'm just going to be talking about in this video one of the worst injuries you can get as a runner, and that's plantar fasciitis. Plantar fasciitis is a really complicated injury and there's a lot of theories that surround it, and because of that a lot of frustration stems in runners because they never know what the right solution is. Before I go into some of the things that we might do as a runner that can cause the injury, I'm just going to talk about quickly what it is. So on the bottom of your foot, which provides support to your foot, is a fascia. It connects between the toe and to the heel. People who typically get plantar fasciitis, they might get pains in the morning when they wake up. They might also get them after a run. A lot of things can cause it too. It can be flat feet, high arches, overpronation as a runner, so rolling in at your ankle. It can be from overweight or, similar to that, overloading. So if you're not planting efficiently as a runner, that can cause the injuries. Just going to show you a little bit physically about some of the reasons why that might onset. So a lot of the pain typically of plantar fasciitis is towards the heel. So that's where the actual fascia connects to the heel, or the calcaneus. And it can be caused from constant pressure landing at the heel. So people who are heel strikers are more likely to get that. Similarly, if your toes are pulled back when you run, that's also going to cause a pull on that fascia, and that as well increases that chance of you getting inflammation in that ligament, in that fascia. So what we want to try and do as a runner is try and prevent against those two things. So we don't want it to be pulled back, have our toes pulled back. We also don't want to have that constant pressure at that insertion point. So a common thing you'll see in most of my videos is how we land. Obviously, if you are overstriding and landing in front of your body, that's going to really increase those chances because you're constantly going to be wearing and tearing at that point. Also, if when you're leaving the ground, you're then pushing too far off the front of your foot, similarly, that's going to create the same effect. It's going to really pull on that fascia and cause that tightness. You'll speak to any physio or any practitioner and they'll talk about the importance of ensuring that your plantar fasciitis is dealt with stretching and relieving that pressure and all the muscle release, and that's so important. But in order to try and prevent that onset, you need to understand the complexities of the injury. So as a runner, like we talked about before, you want to try and plant behind the hips, and we want to talk about, again, landing in that midfoot. It's best to check out the other video we had called optimization of the midfoot to see how to do that. Another thing you want to try and prevent against is overstriding. If you make a stride and land in front of your body, that's going to increase that tension as well on that position. In terms of trying to prevent the toes from coming back, just try and keep them flat. So as you leave the ground as a runner, you will commonly, they'll be brought back a little bit, but what you want to try and prevent against is them being pulled back too far. One of the common places where that will happen is the big toe. Traditionally, the big toe is the last thing that leaves the ground, and people who pull on that a lot can start to get some severe pain, not only in the toe itself, but also throughout the fascia. I had a friend who was leaving the ground too significantly from the big toe, and eventually that caused a bursitis as well in a foot, as well as fairly severe plantar fasciitis. So the best way to try and avoid plantar fasciitis, plant behind the hips, try not to pull the toes back too far as you leave the ground, and revert back to the other video we talked about optimization of the midfoot. We want to try and educate you guys about understanding how these things occur, and it's not always just one single thing that can cause it. It can be a couple of things. But understanding those three elements can really help you to prosper as a runner and start to land correctly so you're not onsetting that pain. In combination as well with icing and releasing and stretching out and strengthening that foot. So this is Will from Running Injury Free Revolution. Thanks again guys for our video. I really hope you get rid of plantar fasciitis if you're one of those people who have it. And if you need any more information, please contact me because it is a difficult one to deal with. For any more videos, just check us out. It's www.rifrev.com. Thanks guys. See you.